So now that we have it set up to where the damage defined in the firearm is actually making its way down through to the game mode, we want to start working on the logic part that will drive the actual damage being applied. So in the case of the zombie, we're passing in 100, so we want to damage the zombie by 100. Now, I had contemplated using the take damage function that is provided within the actor class, and I have decided against that in favor of just a normal interface. Now, the reason being, it could be cleaner if we need additional functionality, and it is very clear what a actual, what do you call it, the damage interface is for. It's for applying damage. Likewise, instead of, having that default setup that returns, say, a float, we can do what we want to do and just have it return a true or false that indicates whether or not the, entity that we're shooting, or actor in this case, is alive or dead, which can allow us to, give a reward if need be. So to begin, let's first off create that damage interface in our core module. So add a new Unreal class, type interface, and we're just going to call it damage interface. Just like usual, we can delete the interfaces folder from private as it's not needed. And then we want to copy this little export macro to our U damage interface. So here we want to make the function to apply damage. So virtual bool, because we want true or false to indicate whether or not the, person taking damage is dead or alive as a result. And we could also actually do this in another fashion if we wanted to, such as, say, having a separate function. But for now, let's just go ahead and call it apply damage. And let's do float or const float damage. So the game mode calculates the damage, and then the actual actor that implements this interface deals the damage in however manner we need. Then we'll just make it by default return false. So let's write with the intention of returns true if let's just call it the actor implementing this interface is dead. So let's go ahead and in the zombie game mode, include interfaces, the damage interface.h, and from here we can grab the hit result. Actually, we need to cast to it. So if I damage interface is equal to cast I damage interface, and we're casting from the hit result dot get actor, we want to simply call apply damage and pass in, for now anyways, the max damage. So from the actor that has been hit, we want to make sure that they implement this interface, and if they do, we simply call apply damage. So we also want to wrap this in a bool. So if this is true, meaning that let's just call it let's just do the hit actor is dead. So that's how this will kind of work out. So next up, we want to go to our zombie. So zombie module, go to the zombie pawn, and we want to include that same interface. So interfaces, am I spelling that wrong? That's what it's called, isn't it? Where is the... Oh, right, we're not actually using the core module. So let's go to our zombie module.build.cs and go ahead and bring over as a dependency the core module. And that'll resolve that issue. So anyways, we include the damage interface.h, and we can go ahead and inherit from I damage interface. Once we have that, we can then go ahead and override that same apply damage function. So apply damage, override. So let's go ahead and make it. So when we apply the damage, what we want to do is we want to grab access to the ability system component, And we basically want to apply a gameplay effect spec to self. So we need to make this effect. So this effect is pretty much going to be just the normal, set by color magnitude, with the magnitude being damage. And then what we're going to do is do a test and see, okay, is the what do you call it? Is the amount beyond like their health less than or equal to 0? Because if that is true, then we know that, okay, zombie has died. So we can go ahead and apply a tag to basically the zombie, indicating that, hey, this zombie has been killed. In which case we can do a ragdoll and all that kind of stuff. And same thing, because the logic is being done in the game mode is keeping track of how many zombies are alive. So if that was the last zombie, for example, we know that it's okay to start the next round. So the way we are going to pick and choose which gameplay effects we use is going to be in our project settings. So here we have our modify points effects, our ammo init effect. We're just going to have another one for, say, we'll do zombie damage. And we have our modify points already, so we have access to that. And we would have, let's see, another one for a dead. So basically a dead, I'm just going to call it a dead gameplay effect. So we need to make those effects. Now to begin, let's go to our developer settings. And just like we've done already, and let's see, we have 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm going to actually make all of these here protected so they don't keep popping up. But we want to copy one of these with the gameplay effects and change it over to zombie for the category. Now this one here is going to be the zombie damage effect, and we'll add it in a comment. So this will be the gameplay effect to apply to zombies upon zombie taking damage. And likewise, we can kind of do everything else through, well, basically the same kind of way. So instead of this being a zombie, this is going to be kind of a general effect. So probably not a bad idea to categorize these as effects. So we'll do that in a second. This one here will be the death effect. So let's just say gameplay effect to apply when something is dead. We'll just write applies death tag. So we have effects. Let's just do a separate little child category called general. And copy this, go to effects, like so. So we have everything basically in a effects category. So we'll see what that looks like when we get back in the project settings, but we at least have our death effect. So now we want to go ahead and make a new function that returns a gameplay effect, which is going to be get death effect. And we're going to have another one, which is get zombie damage effect. So we need to implement both of these. And in our case, let's just copy this guy, paste it, and we're going to return the death effect and the zombie damage effect. So now we have easy access to which gameplay effects we need to apply kind of wherever. So let's go to our zombie pawn, and what we want to do is grab the ability system component and make a outgoing spec, and we're going to access our project settings. So skg zombies developer settings, and we want to call get zombie damage effect. Then the next parameter being the level, we'll just do 1, and then a new f gameplay effect context handle. So this returns a f gameplay effect spec handle, and we'll call it the damage effect spec. So once we have that, we can grab the effect spec, and we want to grab the data and call set by color magnitude, in which case we need a tag and then the magnitude. And we already have the magnitude, which is damage. Well, in our case, negative damage, because we're going to be adding or adding whatever damage is to it, so we need a negative value. But once we have that, we can just give it the damage, or dereference first, the damage effect spec dot data. And that'll go ahead and apply the damage to ourself. So now we just need to make this tag. So if we head over to data, tags, we have our gameplay effect magnitude tags. And let's go ahead and make a new one. So tag ability magnitude zombie, and we'll just do health. So copy that, go to the CPP, and again, make a new one, and change player stats to zombie.health. So that way it shows up correctly in editor. So for the tag, let's go ahead and include that. So we include our developer settings and our magnitude tags, like so. So developer settings, skg zombie developer settings, data, tags, gameplay effect, magnitude tags.h. And we are pretty much good to go. So I'm just going to, for now, return false because I want to test and make sure this actually is working. So let's go back to the editor and we will recompile, relaunch, and we should be pretty much good to go to where we can actually make this gameplay effect and then just make sure it actually subtracts from the zombie's health. Okay, so we got an error, and that is from the firearm.cpp where we access the ammo init effect directly. So we need to make a getter for this. So let's just go ahead and we'll just duplicate the modify points and rename it to get ammo init effect. And let's just create the definition naturally in the wrong spot. And return the ammo init effect. So now in the firearm.cpp, we can simply call get ammo init effect. So now we should be fine to recompile and relaunch. Okay, once we are back in the editor, we can go to the zombie BP, and for now we're just going to basically print to the screen its health. So let's grab the ability system component, search for value, and we have, let's see, what does it mean by with tags? I just have another one, get gameplay attribute value. So we want the zombie attribute set dot health, and we're simply going to do a print string. And for the duration, we're going to plug in delta seconds, and the string is going to be the returned float from this, get attribute value. And that's right, because I disabled tick. So let's instead just add a timer. So let's do set timer. We'll just do event. And we'll create an event. And we'll enable looping and just do like 0.1 or something. Or sorry, not create event. We want a custom event. So then instead for duration, we'll do 0.1. And basically we're just going to be spamming, the attribute value. So let's press play. So we have a value of 0. And that is correct. So that is good. So now we want to go to our core folder, gas effects, and make a new gameplay effect. And this will be GE underscore zombie damage. Let's reopen that. Now inside of this, let's go to modifiers, zombie attribute set dot health. Modifier magnitude is going to be a set by caller. And for the data tag, we are going to use ability magnitude zombie health. Compile, save, and go to project settings so we can actually set it. So here we have our zombie category. Let's set the GE zombie damage. So now let's give this a try. So we're getting 0. Wait, I'm playing as a client. That's why it's spamming a double. So I shoot, and we have negative 100. So now we have negative 700. So you can see how that's working. And that's pretty much what we want. And regardless, we should get the same effect across the server and client because of how we have this set to replicate. As you can see here, the server and client print out negative 600. So this will be one of those things we do as a optimization pass, as we really don't need the zombie's health actually to replicate. We just want it to simply, exist on the server. And the server is going to be responsible for adding a tag. Basically when it's dead, because the player doesn't care if it's, 30 health or 40 health. The player cares if the zombie is dead or alive. So once we have that, we want to really quickly actually we'll do that in the next video, because we're going to have to make a death effect. But we're also going to need a additional effect, which is going to be the one that initializes the zombie's health at, whatever value it needs to be at, which again will be actually done through the game mode. So now that that is out of the way, I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.